with us, we have Ujjwal to help us understand how to build on Solana. Ujjwal is from Superteam DAO. So, Ujjwal, take it away.
Hey, Shreya. Hey, too. Thanks for inviting. Yeah, Marcelo had a really good session on refi, so thanks for that. Cool. So, hi everyone. I'm Ujjwal Gupta from Superteam DAO, and today we are going to have a Solana introduction called "How to Build on Solana" one-on-one kind of a session. So let's get started with it. Sneha, can I share my screen?
Yeah, one.
Actually, you need to enable it.
Yeah, maybe the co-host. Can you just try?
Cool. Is my screen visible?
Yeah.
Cool. Yeah. Yeah. Hey everyone. So today is going to be a Solana build on how to build on Solana 101. It's going to be more of an introductory session about code innovations of Solana and how can you get started with development. It's going to be like heavily tech focused, so don't really expect not much on the exploration side. Yeah, so let's get started. Today we are going to discuss what's going new on Solana, a bit of how can you get started with the ecosystem. Then you're going to have a deep dive into the core concepts of Solana, which include multiple key innovations, the 7 key innovations, and generally how Solana so fast, right? Then there's a Dev 101 to help you get started with development, write your first few lines of code, and explore the resources. Then moving forward, we can have a Q&A. Also, if anyone has doubts in between the session, you can surely raise your hand. So a bit of introduction about Superteam. Superteam is a co-op organized in multiple development countries, helping people earn, grow, and develop on Solana. So how can you get started with Superteam? The best part is we owe nothing to the community, and the community owes nothing to us. So the only way to get involved is either bounties or become a member via a permissionless contribution. So to get started, you can find a local super team. We are currently live on 5 regions: Germany, India, Mexico, Turkey, and Vietnam. Go on and join the Discord at superteam.join at superteam.fun/join. And you can get started with bounties. So we currently have a bunch of bounties live, ranging from $250 to $500. Also, we have multiple missions, so you can just apply, get started, and keep working on it. That's the beauty of Super Team with permissionless work. Cool. So let's get started. Why is everyone discussing about Solana, and why should you build on Solana as a developer, right? Currently, Solana is the best blockchain to build upon. With Solana Mobile coming up, we all know the future of user experience is going to be mobile. Solana is coming up with Saga, which is a native seed vault, allows you to easy user protection and seed phrase protection for your private keys. We got Jump Fire Dancer coming up, which can help you with, which is a second client for Solana, which is of course improve decentralization of the network, but also improve the transactions per second. Solana has the highest NFT volume across all the blockchains, as I can remember. Plus, all of you must have heard of hacker houses. This year, we got multiple hacker houses, so you can go to solana.com/events to check if there's any hacker house coming in your city. Though we have 2 hacker houses planned for India, it's going to be Bangalore and Mumbai in, I think, September. So stay tuned for those. Then coming to something reefer specific, we've got Helium building on Solana, and we got Toucan. So these two protocols will allow you to easily have multiple integrations with Solana and Solana reefer. This year, we got a climate award for the Solana Grizzlython, the current ongoing hackathon ending on March 14th. So as a developer, you should check it out. Plus, then we got XNFTs coming up, which are like truly new thing. You can run your NFTs inside of your wallet and own your NFTs as an application. Yeah, so just before moving forward, are we good so far? Any doubts, questions? Anyone? Well, I would take that as a no. So cool. Yeah, let's move forward. The mission of Solana is to build a decentralized, user-friendly app where people can own their assets moving forward in this new digital economy. You all must have seen, right? All these NFTs and other dApps with completely shit UX, but Solana solves that with simple transaction fees and fast transactions. That's the core of why you should build on Solana. Getting started, let's deep dive into core concepts of Solana. So Solana is built with five key concepts: proof of history, Tower BFT, Turbine, Gulfstream, and Sea Level. These are at the core of Solana's execution layer. Getting started with proof of history. Proof of history is one of the most things used on Solana network. So whenever you interact with the blockchain, right, there's three kinds of blockchain we have explored currently: as proof of stake, proof of work, and proof of history. Though Solana is a proof of stake blockchain, it's a misconception to call it proof of history blockchain. Proof of history is just adding clock before consensus. It still remains a proof of stake blockchain. So that allows Solana to add a verifiable daily function to calculate the time added before any transaction to be processed. And proof of history ensures the timestamp can be trusted on any transaction. It allows Solana validators to reorder the transactions in a very efficient way that saves time and makes the network faster. And as I previously mentioned, it's not a consensus mechanism, but just improves Solana's proof of stake consensus. Proceeding to Tower BFT. Tower BFT is Solana Labs' custom implementation of PBFT by the time fault tolerance problem, right? So Tower BFT is leverages Solana's proof of history consensus and removes the latency. So it allows validators to arrange in a way that processes the transactions faster and arranges the transaction without requirement of a Gulf stream. We'll have that moving forward. Then comes Turbine. Turbine is Solana's implementation for faster data processing globally. So Solana is a global consistent network decentralized across multiple nodes with in multiple countries, region with different bandwidths. Though Solana has a higher requirement for running validator nodes, it allows for faster data travel across the globe. So this is how Turbine works. You have a you have a neighborhood arrangement with multiple validators talking to each other and a leader pre-elected or going to be elected leader passing out transactions and verification to multiple validators, forming a pyramid-like structure for transaction verification. Coming up, as I mentioned previously, we have Gulfstream. You might have seen on Ethereum that there's a mempool of transactions ordered based on the transaction fees. But Solana, you have a constant transaction fees, which allows validators to process transactions in a much faster way. And the arrangement of transaction can be bulk stored out, which means there's no storing part for the validator. It's already sorted for validators to pick up. So this is a chart from Etherscan for Ethereum's pending transactions. As you can see, the network can be varied and it can have congestion based on the pending of transaction in mempool, but Solana doesn't have that, right? And coming to the core of the network, the C-level runtime, which allows people or allows Solana network to execute smart contracts in parallel. This is the reason Solana is able to execute smart contracts in parallel and maintain the state. Because every transaction, when this writing to the network, changes the state and changes the account, which we'll be talking forward, changes the account and updates the data of the network. So are we good so far? It's like the core concepts clear. Cool. I'm audible.
Yeah,
Yes.
Ujjwal.
Yeah.
Cool.
I, I think you can ask the people in the crowd to put in messages. I think generally that's what they prefer.
Sure. If anyone has doubt, I'm cool to read the chat. That'd be good for going
Yeah.
forward. Yeah. So proceeding to Solana's programming model, we won't be covering all of them, but these are the core things you need to write your first lines of codes on Solana. So we got accounts, programs, transaction, instructions, and RPCs. Starting with accounts, everything on Solana you would see is an account. Either it's owned by a user or the system program, or it is owned by a different program called PDAs, program derived accounts. If you go into any Solana documentation, you will hear PDAs quite often. So remember this. On Solana, literally everything is an account. So let's have a look to my Solana wallet. So here's my Solana wallet. You can check it. It's not executable. It's marked as false or no, right? And the assigned program ID is for system program, which means it's not executable and it isn't running any code. Now, if you look at a smart contract on Solana, you can see it's upgradable, yes, and it has a bunch of parameters your regular wallet did not have. You can already check update slot, upgrade authority, executable data, and yes, executable, right? This is a smart contract which would have multiple PDAs inside it. So let's conclude our accounts. Accounts can store data and hold native SOL in them. Each account has a unique address, which is a 256 characters SHA-256 hash. Also, an address could also be a PDA, which is again the whole link back of PDAs on Solana. I would recommend you reading more about this on a Pollock the tutorial. So I've shared a bunch of resources, you can reference them forward. Data storage on data storage paid with rent on Solana, and anyone can read or write to the account. Like you can send me any amount of tokens, but can't take it back without my permission. That's what meant by only owners can get an account. So here's a transaction. So here's what a transaction Solana looks like. You got signature, block, timestamp, and a bunch of things, right? Let's break them down and read what a transaction Solana looks like so that you can move forward to proceed to give your first transactions. Here you can see a transaction signature. If you go to any wallet explorer, the first thing you will see is a transaction signature. This is verification of your transaction on Solana network or generally or any other blockchain. You got the block which is the transaction is placed into, the timestamp, the transaction was 8 days ago. That's quite simple, right? And the most important thing is the transaction, the result, right? Is the transaction confirmed, processed, or finalized? These are the three stages of transaction on the Solana network. Confirmed is the least successful stage of a transaction. Depending upon the importance or security of your application, you should keep these three parameters on your transaction confirmation. So suppose you're building a DeFi application and you need the financials of the application to be quite strict, right? You would go with finalized. But of course, if you're building a game, you would want a faster experience. That would be better with confirmed. So right now you can go forward and start developing with Solana on BuildSpace. So this was just a little intro to Solana. There's a good deep dive on Solana called BuildSpace Core. So you should go forward and check it out. Here's a bunch of resources to help you out with Solana development. Anything you would need, you can reach out to me. Plus, you can reach out to Superteam Discord. That would be quite helpful. And we can move forward with a Q&A if there's anything in chat or anyone would like to speak up.
Yeah, I have a question. So basically, I have been seeing like on Twitter and in the news as well that Solana has been going down like once in a while. And so how would you say, like, as a project I'm building, let's say on top of Solana, it is like 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 in general, like thinking about comparing with other blockchains, not going into the too technical things, right? Um, as a general consensus, I have seen that that is a bad thing, right? So like, what do you have to say on that particular thing when like comparing to let's say Ethereum itself, apart from the gas fees and the transaction speed?
Cool. Yeah. So, of course, it's a lot of bloodshed on Twitter saying that Solana network is down, it's really bad, and blah, blah, blah. But the real truth is network wasn't down. So network was down in like last 4 5 months, hasn't gone down, but only there was a slowness, right? That was due to an upgrade issue because there's only a single client right now. To address a point of network going down, I think moving forward that wouldn't really be an issue because as I mentioned, right, Dancer client is coming up that would improve decentralization of the network. So, and it's virtually impossible to have the same code bug in both the clients built by two independent companies. So I think that's being solved and like that will be completely removed in upcoming months.
Got it. Thank
Any other question, guys? Or like, is there anything in chat today? Cool. So I don't think there are any questions as of now. Also, for all of you attending the session, thanks a lot. We got a small airdrop plan for you all. So do scan the QR code and you might have to fill a form. Also enter your Phantom wallet address or Solar wallet address in general to get a bonk airdrop. And if this session was helpful for you, please put a little tweet tagging Superteam DAO or tagging me. That would be quite helpful. And if there's any questions, I'll be here for like 5 minutes and then we can proceed forward.
Hey, folks.
Is it just me? Or I can't hear Ujjwal?
Yeah, I wasn't really speaking actually.
We're
Yeah,
done with
just
the
want
session.
just want to check in with the participants if they have any questions for Ujjwal. Yeah, Harshal, do you want to ask? What is your question? You can type it out if you want. Harshal, waiting for your question.
Its name, but probably we could just add Ujjwal to the super team. What is it like in that particular topic, right? As a POC, maybe just for a few days.
Yeah, sure, we can do that.
Yeah, so I think that should do. Because you're at, just want to be careful about the time.
Yeah, makes sense.
Thanks, Ujjwal.
Cool, yeah, thanks for inviting me. Yeah, I'll see you guys soon.
Thank
Yeah.
you, well. Take care. Bye-bye. Thank you all for joining in. Feel free to ask any further questions that you might have on the chat. I'll be happy to help. So keep hacking, folks. Okay, take care. Bye.